everybody.
Hi.
Good afternoon, or whatever time it is where you are.
Thanks
for coming to our, sorry.
Oh, it's fine. Go ahead.
I was just going to say thanks for coming to our rerun.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. Like, thanks for showing up again.
I was like, especially if you've been here twice. You're the real champ. Okay. Let me share screen. We're going to go to this one. Ta-da. Yay. Okay. So this is Lovely, a plus-size Lolita panel. We originally aired this panel during the online event Winter in the Wonderlands, but we are reprising it today because of some tech issues. So welcome back. That's my cat. My cat is right behind my computer, so if you see some orange hairs popping in, that's why. Oh, and now he's knocking it over. All right. So my name is Michelle. My online handle is Serafaena. My pronouns are she, her. I almost exclusively wear Gothic Lolita and Aristocrat. I'm in Phoenix, Arizona, and I've been in the fashion for about 10 years. My Instagram and my Twitter are the same. It's Serafaena. And I'm going to put my cat on the floor now. As lovely as he is. So yeah, I'm really excited to be here.
And my name is Amy. My pronouns are she, they. I wear Sweet Lolita and Old School sometimes. I live in Northern Virginia, and I've been wearing Lolita for 10 plus years. And if you want to follow me, you should probably follow me on Instagram at killer_show.
Alrighty, so we really wanted to start this panel out with a disclaimer saying that everything in here is just our suggestions and our experiences, and there's no right or wrong way to be a plus-size Lolita. Being plus-sized in the community, you know, people tend to think they can tell you how to dress or what's the right way to dress, and it's not the case. So this is entirely, you know, be yourself and wear what you want to wear.
Yes.
Okay, so the first big tip that I think every Lolita needs to know is to know your measurements, but especially if you're plus sized, because what will and won't fit you is going to vary pretty drastically throughout whatever indie or mainstream brands that you're buying from.
So when taking your measurements, you should wear whatever undergarments you're going to be wearing while you're wearing the dress. And so while you're wearing your undergarments, you should measure your bust, waist, and your hips. You should also measure your shoulders as well because of blouses and one pieces, and the circumference of your arms just because of sleeves. And you should also know your measurements in centimeters and inches as well, because a lot of brands use centimeters. And bust and waist are usually the most important because of JSKs.
Yes, and then always make sure that if you have any areas that are usually like particular problems for you, make sure you know those measurements as well. And you can specify to whichever vendor you're working with, if you're custom sizing, you know, to make sure that they take those measurements into account.
Also length.
Yes, length. Shirring. What is shirring and why do I care? So shirring is basically elasticized gathers that are used in a lot of Lolita garments because it allows the garment to have a lot more flexibility as far as sizing goes. It can be decorative, but it also adds a level of comfort and, you know, sizability. So it's usually around the sleeves or the bodice of the yoke. Many Lolita garments utilize shirrings to give their dresses a more flexible range of sizes. There are 3 general types of shearing dresses that Lolita dresses tend to get broken up into, which is full shearing, half shearing, and quarter shearing.
So the first one is full shearing, and I'm actually wearing full shearing right now. That's when the elastic goes all the way around the bodice. It tends to be super comfortable because it's so stretchy. And it goes to a bunch of different sizes, but that depends on the brand. So you should check depending on the release.
Half shearing, my dress is half sheared today. So half shearing is exactly what it sounds like. It's half of the bodice is shirred. So it's usually the back. Sometimes there's a section in the front that's shirred as well. And again, just like with full shearing, this is usually pretty roomy depending on what brand you're buying from.
And finally, we have quarter shearing, and that's usually at the very back. Sometimes they put it on the front kind of as more like a decorative thing, but quarter shearing is usually a little bit smaller than both full and half shearing. But sometimes that can be deceiving. Once again, always check the measurements of the release, and if you want to know from other Lolitas if they have the release, you can always ask them as well.
So one of the main things that people said to me when I was putting this panel together when I asked for advice was they wish they had known that they could wear Japanese brand, even as a plus size person. Because for a lot of people, they think that Japanese brands are kind of outside their options because they're plus sized. And it's not true. So we have a couple of examples of different brands that can accommodate larger sizes depending on the piece, but you may be surprised.
So first up is Angelic Pretty. They usually do sweet and sweet classic pieces. They're mostly known for their prints, and they popularized OTT Sweet in 2010. A lot of people really like that. And they come out with some JSKs, OPs that are fully sheared and half sheared. And their releases generally go up to an 120 centimeter bust. They have both a US web shop and a Paris web shop. So if you're in Europe, you can also order from the Paris web shop. And if you want to order from the Japanese website, you need a shopping service like Tenso.
Atelier Pierrot is a Gothic brand. They do Gothic and Classic. And they have a lot of pieces that are fully shirred and partially shirred that are really accommodating. They've actually, I just saw a post today that they're actually looking to release more plus size items because they've been listening to feedback from their overseas market especially, but also, their Japanese market. So I have a couple of pieces from Atelier Pierrot that are fully shirred and one that's half shirred, and they are super comfortable. It just depends on what piece you're buying. A good thing about Atelier Pierrot is they also offer a lot of longer length items. So if you're a taller Lolita, you can take advantage of that. They have an English shop through Harajuku Hearts and Wonderwelt, and then they also have their online shop where they stock a bunch of other brands. They did an in-store virtual shopping day the other month, which looked really cool. I think I might try to get on their next one. So their customer service is awesome and they're really involved. So yay, Atelier Pierrot.
Next up is Baby the Starshine Bright. So Baby does sweet, old school, and classic. And I say that their colors are more muted pastels, not as loud as Angelic Pretty. And their prints are more whimsical and like storybook themed. They do fully sheared blouses, skirts, OPs, and JSKs. And you can order online through their Japanese and US web shops. And they also take special orders through email as well. And their releases are so cute. Shirring Princess is a godsend as well.
I still need to get Shirring Princess in
I
all
sold
black.
mine.
Oh no!
And I have so much regret, but I bought another one in black, so.
It's a big wish list item of mine. I feel like everybody just needs one.
Yeah.
Enchantlic Enchantilly. Gothic, Classic, and Sweet. So Chantilly, they usually go by Chantilly because their name is so long. Almost all of their items have some kind of shirring to them, either full or half. And they have this OP design that you see in both of these examples that's really kind of typical. It's pretty standard for a lot of their releases that can typically accommodate around 115 centimeters, more or less sometimes depending on the release. So Chantilly is a really great brand to go for if you're into, they have a little bit of everything. So they have an English shop through Harajuku Hearts, Wonderwelt, Kuroshio Kawaii. They have a direct site. I believe you can also purchase them through Atelier Pierrot.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so Innocent World is primarily classic. They do have some pieces. Some of their shirred pieces can fit a pretty wide variety of sizes. These two items are both fully shirred and pretty flexible. They do have an English online shop. And again, with Innocent World, you really just have to make sure that you're looking for a specific style that you know is going to fit. And we'll show you kind of how to find items that will work for you a little bit later.
All right, so next up is Maximum. I know it doesn't look like you pronounce it as Maximum, but it is. It's so funny to me. So Maximum does everything pretty much. They do all types of styles, and they literally sell everything for plus sizes. Their plus size line is called Lovely, which I know Michelle told, like, when we did this panel the first time, this is what inspired the title for the panel. And just, I love this brand. They have blouses, they have like socks, they have JSKs, they have everything. And their English web store is through CD Japan. And I just want people to support them because I think they're amazing.
Moitié. So a lot of people don't understand that there are a lot of plus size friendly options for Moitié. They have a lot of styles that are fully shirred. Typically one pieces is most common for their fully shirred items, but also they have some jumper skirts like Holy Queen. Divine Cross here is half shirred, but it also has a shirring panel in the front that gives it a lot of ranging as far as sizing goes. So yes, their unshirred items are notoriously small, but they actually do have a lot of options. If you are a Gothic Lolita that loves the Moitié look, there is hope for you. I own several Moitié dresses and have owned many throughout the years. So I promise you, it is there. So Moitié is obviously mostly Gothic and aristocrat. They have a lot of fully shirred and partially shirred dresses. The thing that you have to know about Moitié dresses is that their shirring's stretch limit can range a lot. So you really need to research what kind of dress you're looking for. Most typically, their fully shirred items can accommodate about 108 to 110 centimeters. So it depends. They also offer longer length skirts as well. And they do have a men's size, which can also have a larger fit. Also, their jewelry in men's sizes can be, like their rings, can be nice as well. They have an English shop through Wonderwelt, which is, I think, the only way you can buy Moitié these days. Oh, no, they also sell at Atelier Pierrot. And it's super easy to navigate. So, yes, you can wear Moitié.
Next up is Metamorphose Temps de Fille. I'm going to call it Meta because I'm not saying all that. So Meta does everything. They do old school, sweet, like literally everything. And they have a plus size line, which goes up to 130 centimeters, and a plus size line, which goes up to 150 centimeters. And they have their own English online shop that you can order from. And whenever they release something, you have to be quick because they sell out. And they are the best brand now. Thank you.
I'm actually wearing one of their plus size items today that I just got this week. And I'm super excited about it.
I'm wearing Meta too.
Yay! Meta is king. Meta is king. Triple Fortune. Triple Fortune does mostly gothic and classic, but they have some items that can fit a sweet look as well. They're most famous for their bonnets. Everyone's that kind of iconic Triple Fortune bonnet that everyone covets, but they have a lot of one pieces, especially that have this shirred bodice design, which is super stretchy. I have Lily Cross in the long version, which is the dress here on the left, and I swear wearing it feels like wearing a nightgown. So it is so awesome. They also offer a lot of longer length skirts, and seriously, my comfiest dress. I love it.
And Bodyline. So Bodyline has a variety of styles, and they have a lot of good solid pieces for an affordable price. The only issue is that sometimes their sizing can be a little iffy from piece to piece and release. I have like the dress on the right. I have two versions. I guess one is older than the other, but they're the same size, but one doesn't fit as well as the other one. It's really weird. But you can order through their English online website. And yeah, they have pretty good solid pieces. I like them.
Okay, so this next section features a number of indie brands that offer either custom sizing or extended sizing. And obviously this list is not exhaustive because I feel like there's always another brand every time I turn around. But I think the rise of indie brands has been super positive for the plus size Lolita community especially. So these are just to name a few. So the Angelic Forest is based in Salem, Oregon. They offer sweet and gothic, and their standard sizes will accommodate up to 152 centimeters in the bust. So they have a pretty wide range of sizing. They do offer custom sizing as well.
Next up is Belladonna. They're local to me, located in Pasadena, Maryland. They primarily do sweet and sometimes a little bit of country. Their size 2 fits up to an 121 centimeter bust, and they can do custom sizing through inquiry.
Elegy. Elegy is based in Cincinnati. They are primarily gothic. Their standard sizing can go up to about 114 centimeters, though they do also offer custom sizing through inquiry.
So Dollbe. Dollbe is based in Los Angeles. She primarily does sweet and classic. Occasionally, she does have a gothic release. Her sizes go up to 6X, which fit up to an 170 centimeter bust. And she's really focused on inclusivity. I know her shop was closed over the winter, but I think she is opening up orders next month. Check on her Instagram to be 100% sure.
Eat Me, Ink Me. Eat Me, Ink Me is based in Lithuania. They are pretty much gothic and classic as far as styling goes. Their standard sizing will go up to about 114 centimeters, but I believe they offer custom sizing as a standard. So most of their items, you send them their measurements and they make it for you. So they have a lot of really great designs. They have this series of painting dresses that are super gorgeous. The Primavera one's definitely on my wish list.
So next up is Hanuli. Hanuli is based in South Korea, and she does all types of styles as well, gothic, classic, and old school. Her brand is unfortunately inactive at the moment, but we did see her do a small sale of dresses on Black Friday in 2020, which I guess was last year. Time doesn't exist. She has sizes from small to 2XL, which go up to about an 125 centimeter bust. And her dresses are really comfortable, and her prints are really nice. And if you see them on the secondhand market, you need to grab them because they go really fast.
Every day I pray she's like secretly gonna open again.
Right? That would be so nice.
Gloomth. Gloomth is based in Toronto, and they are primarily gothic in style. Their standard sizing can go up to 5XL, which is about 125 centimeters in the bust. And they do offer custom sizing for some styles, but not all of them. So you just need to make sure that you check when you're ordering.
So Lady Sloth. Lady Sloth is based in Poland. She does Gothic, Classic, and Sweet. The standard sizing goes up to 4XL, which is an 124 centimeter bust. And she offers custom sizing as well.
Miss Danger. Miss Danger is based in Russia, and they make Gothic and Classic. They offer 11 different sizing options, which can go up to 130 centimeters in the bust. And their new sizes are pretty recent. I heard that they might be re-releasing some older designs in the extended sizes, which I am waiting for because that Heavenly Bones jumper skirt is calling to me. So, yeah, I was really excited to hear about their extended sizing. L'Esprit, it looks like L'Spirit, but I actually typoed that. It's L'Esprit de la Noblesse, is also based in Russia. They have classic and Gothic style dresses, and that kind of classic, Gothic classic hybrid that's really popular as well. So they have standard sizing that'll go up to 118 centimeters in the bust, but they do offer custom sizing as well. And they are super accommodating. The dress I ordered from them last year actually just shipped out, which I'm super excited about. And when I was ordering, I asked them because I was kind of in between the standard size and the plus size, like the custom size, and asked, hey, if my waist is just a little bit classic, yes. I'm owning it. I'm just owning it. So my waist was just a little bit over the standard size, but my bust was within the standard size. And I asked if I should get the custom, and they were like, oh, no problem. We'll just edit the waist for you. And there was no extra cost. I thought that was just super nice. So I'm really excited to see what else they come up with.
All right, so Mossbadger. Mossbadger is based in Chicago, Illinois. She primarily does classic and Gothic, classic. She offers a US sizes 6 to 20, which is up to oh gosh, I was reading it, sorry. She offers US size 6 to 20, up to 122 centimeter bust. And she offers long length skirts as well, which is good for people who are taller, because I know sometimes skirts can be way too short.
The Black Ribbon is based in Oakland, California, and they kind of offer a little bit of everything, sweet, Gothic, and classic. They have partially shirred and fully shirred dresses and petticoats, and their standard sizes go from a 1 up to a 3, and that can accommodate up to about 121 centimeters. I believe they also can do custom as well. Summertale's Boutique is based in the Netherlands. They have classic, Gothic, and old school. Their standard sizes will go up to about 106 centimeters, but they also offer custom sizing at no extra cost. Most of their pieces are made to order. Their second round of the Nostalgia old school collection just came out, and it sold out pretty fast. So I'm really excited because I got the long one.
Oh my gosh.
I'm so excited. And I think it's really awesome that their custom sizing comes at no extra cost.
Yeah.
I believe they're doing another round of the Nostalgia release in March. So keep an eye out for that if you're into old school.
All right, so Sweet Mildred. Sweet Mildred is based in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. She does sweet classic, swassic, sweet classic and Gothic. She offers many fully shirred items, which can fit up to a 139 centimeter bust.
I'm just gonna come up with a list of portmanteaus on hybrid Lolita styles, classic. All right, Violet Fane. Violet Fane is based in Barcelona, and their dresses are primarily Gothic and classic, though they've started doing some sweet stuff too, especially with Otome Nostalgia, which was a hugely popular release. I love seeing everybody's Otome Nostalgia coordinates. So their sizing goes up to like XXL, which is about 120 centimeters in the bust. And yeah, they're super accommodating and they're super popular right now.
Yeah.
We love to see it. We love to see it. Okay, so Chinese brands. There are so many Chinese brands, and there's so many Taobao guides and stuff out there already. So we're basically just going to talk a little bit about some resources for buying from Taobao as a plus size person instead of just going through a bunch of brands, because there are so many.
Yeah.
So we have a link here to this Taobao guide for larger Lolita ladies, and also a plus size friendly Taobao list, which was created by Chastity Chung from the Facebook group Positive and Plus Size Lolita and EGL Q&A. So this list is super, super extensive. It has Taobao shops that offer custom sizing, Taobao shops that will make dresses over 120 centimeters, dress shops that will offer extended sizing without customs. So without custom sizing, you still have to pay customs. And it's just really, really useful. So there's a lot of resources out there already. A lot of Taobao brands offer custom sizing, but not all of them. So when in doubt, just make sure you ask your shopping service and they can confirm for you. So yeah, we have lots of links to these references that we'll post here as well.
So replicas, big topic, big drama topic. So Lolita is a niche hobby, so you should always support the originals who created these very hard designs. I can't do it, so I call them like hard to do. So they exist, especially if you're buying on Taobao. So make sure to buy with caution. So Taobao is just basically like eBay of China. So there's going to be a lot of different things on there. So just make sure to be careful and don't be afraid to ask. And one thing you can kind of immediately check to see if something's a replica or not is the quality will not be as good as the original. The lace will be kind of like long and it looks kind of out of place, and the bows sometimes look super off and they just don't stand right. Yeah.
I don't know why it's like a rule that replica dresses always have to have awkwardly long lace. It's just, it always is.
Yeah, it's so bad.
Also, things like buttons can be inconsistent. So if you're ever not sure if you're buying something that might actually be a replica, just, go with your gut and don't be afraid to ask other people, like if you know someone who owns it or something, to look for inconsistencies. Because I've known people that have accidentally bought replicas and been upset with it later. So just be cautious when you're buying. Make sure you're buying from a reputable source. Mm-hmm. Altering brand.
Another big drama topic. So, yeah, you can alter your brand to fit you because you bought it and it's your dress. You used your money to purchase the dress.
It's not community property. And don't worry, like people will say, like, if you alter brand, you lower the value. And how could you do that? And especially like if you alter rare brand, people tend to get like, oh my gosh, my bloomers. So just don't be afraid to, if you really want something, don't be afraid to get it altered. There's a lot of options out there. So there are some Lolita specific tailors that you can go to that are pretty well known throughout the community. Thistledown Emporium is the one that I know of the most. So she specializes in making dresses fit customers better. She'll do small edits to add breathing room, or she'll do really creative things with waist ties and even like pocket fabric. Or if there's not enough extra fabric from waist ties, or if you don't buy like two of one dress, she does really cool things with bustles. The one that I posted here is a really cool example. I liked the gradient thing that she did. I thought it was super creative. So she does also make original pieces sometimes. She works off of a wait list, which is currently closed, but I'm personally very anxious for it to open back up again because I have a couple pieces that I know I'd just like to get edited a little bit.
And Strawberry Paper Doll, she's local to me. She does alterations as well. She does a one-on-one consultation, and then you send in the dress, and she'll alter it and send it back to you. She also does classes on Twitch. I don't know if she's resumed them yet, but her Twitch name is, I think, the same name as her business. So you can look it up on here later. And through those live streams, she shows you how to do alterations as well. And you can also go to bridal alteration shops. There, I have one that's local to me that I trust to go to. I usually just kind of take a reference image and show them like what I want it to look like on me. And if you're a little nervous at first, maybe take like a cheaper piece that you aren't like too worried about getting ruined. That's what I did at first.
Yeah, I haven't done the bridal alteration route yet just because I'm nervous, but I have like some off-brand dresses that I think once things get less weird, I might try to test some places out.
Yeah.
Buying secondhand. So buying secondhand is where I think a lot of people get their dresses. It's a really good place. Lace Market is, I think, the most common. It's a great place for secondhand items. Pretty much everybody knows Lace Market. The cool thing about Lace Market is that a lot of sellers will list their own measurements, which can be different from whatever measurements are on like Lolibrary or the standard release, because sometimes they'll just list standard measurements, which aren't accurate. For a long time, Wattier said like every single dress they released was an 82 centimeter bust, which wasn't true. They've started doing that less. Like I noticed the Lucky Pack that they just came out with, they actually released accurate measurements, which I was really happy to see. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, they said that it would actually fit like 108 to 109-ish. So I'm like, hey, good job. So they do lazy measure. So a lot of sellers will list their own measurements. So it's really good to kind of confirm whether or not you think something's going to fit, or you can always obviously talk to the seller. You can also filter items by sizing notes when you're searching. So they have a filter for plus size friendly, for tall Lolita friendly, for long length. You can save searches for what you're looking for. So I have one that's anything that's tagged both plus size and goth, I get like notifications for.
Those alerts are dangerous.
So it's super convenient, and I've found a lot of really awesome items that way.
So Plus Size Lolita sales on Facebook. So this is an English-speaking Facebook group that does plus size Lolita fashion sales. Sellers will sometimes list there before listing at Lace Market. So if you're lucky, you'll catch a deal before it gets on Lace Market. And it's a private group, so you have to get approved for membership, but it's not too difficult. It's not that hard.
Yeah, it's like, are you Lolita? Do you know what Lolita is? Yes.
Yeah. Just make sure you have like Lolita stuff on your profile.
Yeah. Okay, so this section's just for like miscellaneous tips and tricks, bits of advice and tidbits that we've kind of found throughout the years. So my favorite tip is minimizer bras. So minimizer bras are really great for, say you're like close to the max measurements, but not quite there yet. Minimizer bras can take a couple inches off. And it does this by kind of redistributing the breast with the underwire being widened. So it makes them kind of appear smaller, the same way that like shapewear would. So it's a lot more flattering usually than, like maybe like a sports bra, or it might be more comfortable. Yes, it will help with boob loaf. It will help with gaping buttons. So, a lot of us tend to be bustier. So it's just really helpful for things like that. All right, legwear. So for a lot of people, legwear is kind of a problem area, just because for me, I have problems finding legwear that'll fit me because I'm really bottom heavy. So there are a couple brands that offer some pretty plus size friendly sock options, sock and tight options, like Meta, of course. Based Meta has some awesome over the knees Chantilly as well, Triple Fortune, and some nylon based moitié and AP socks can be very accommodating as well. And as far as indie options, Sock Dreams, I feel like, is the one that people always default to, and they do for a reason, because they have a ton of options as far as like pattern tights or over the knees. They go up to pretty large sizes. Teja Jamila, which I think I'm pronouncing right, is a great tights option. If you're looking at like screen printed options, they have a lot of really cool designs for like Gothic and Classic and Pirate as well. And they go up to some pretty big sizes as well. Sweet Mildred, I believe, also came out with a line of over the knees that were plus size friendly that I've heard really good things about.
So Kawaii Goods, they do really kind of sweets themed tights and socks. They do like food prints and teddy bears, I think. It's really cute, all over printed socks. And Rue of Victoria and Caramels also kind of do the same thing. Very sweet, all over printed socks. And I just discovered Lucy Wilkins when I made this, well, when I helped make this slide. She makes custom thigh highs that are floral printed, and there's like 8 different floral patterns that you can choose from. So that's really cool.
My other tip is to just look for textured tights when you're in normie stores. This is personally where I get most of my legwear. Like the ones I'm wearing today are these cute polka dot ones from Torrid that kind of match my dress. Target and H&M sometimes have some cute patterned items, especially around like Halloween. You can get some cool designs like, you know, the bat tights and skull spiderweb tights and things like that. So you'll be surprised what you can find. Just have a good eye.
Oh yeah, and especially now, Valentine's Day, for people who are into sweet.
All the hearts, all the flowers.
I went to Target and it's my wallet gone.
I haven't gone tights hunting in a while. I should fix that. Underskirts. So underskirts are lightweight skirts that are meant to be worn under one pieces and jumper skirts, and even smaller skirts. So the good thing about underskirts is they can add a little bit of extra length. It's usually just like a little ruffle or a little bit of lace that peeks out at the bottom of the skirt. And that's really helpful because if you're buying like standard size dresses that just happen to have wider shirring or something like that, sometimes they can kind of ride up a little. So, and I beat you. They're really helpful for that. They're easily found off-brand. So my personal favorite place to get underskirts is Lady Sloth. They're super comfy. They're super lightweight. She has these cute lace options that she's creating. Like she made these little bat lace underskirts, which are still on my wish list. And they're also just a really good way to add a little bit of extra pizzazz to an outfit. There's also a lot of really great tutorials out there on how to make your own underskirts because they're pretty simple.
Yeah.
Other resources. So this is just kind of a list of other places where you can get some really good advice. So Positive and Plus Size Lolita EGL Q&A on Facebook is a super awesome group for plus size Lolitas. They have a search function that's really easy to navigate. They are super, that's what I'm looking for. They're really good about making sure that topics don't get repeated really often because they have moderated posting. So that way you don't hear like the same conversation every week. They have a database they're building like a database of dresses that members of the group own that can fit certain sizes. You post like a picture of it and then you add your measurements, which is really awesome because you get to see what it looks like on a plus size person. So this is a really helpful group. And they do have moderated membership as well. So there is like a little questionnaire that you'll need to answer. But again, it's not too difficult as long as you kind of know what you're talking about and you're not a creep.
Yes. Big Sisters of Lolita Fashion is kind of a group where you can ask any question pertaining to Lolita fashion and get an answer from a middle or a big sister, or sibling. It doesn't have to be sister.
Yeah.
So they're all split up, and to become a sister, a big sister or sibling, you have to take kind of a knowledge test just to make sure that you know what you're doing and you have experience of being in Lolita for a while. Middle sisters are usually just people who have a good handle on the fashion or have a few pieces or working it out.
Yeah, there's no like test to become a middle sister. I think it's just like, I feel like I'm not a little sister anymore. So I guess I'm middle. But yeah, the application to become a big sister is, pretty standard. I'm a big sister on there. It's so, it's nice to just know that your advice is coming from someone who knows what they're talking about. And it's a really good place, I think, to just, I have a question about this. You can get it answered there pretty much instantaneously. Yeah. So it's super good for newbies. Mm-hmm. Gorgeous Plus Lolita on Tumblr. RIP Tumblr. But Gorgeous Plus Lolita on Tumblr was a really awesome page that I think started out just like reblogging plus size Lolitas. And that in itself was awesome. But they also have a tag on there. If you visit the Tumblr, they have a tag on there called plus size Brando, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's basically, they have like photo sets of brand dresses that will accommodate plus sizes, and they list that's what I'm looking for, estimated measurements. So I found a lot of dresses on there that I didn't realize could fit me, which is really, really helpful. And they do a lot of variety as far as what kind of brands they offer. So it's not like only AP or only, off-brand items. They have Innocent World. They have, like some Victorian maiden pieces. So it's really, really awesome. So it's a helpful page, even though it's not active anymore. Same thing with EGL Plus on LiveJournal.
Yeah.
Also RIP LiveJournal. So EGL Plus had the original plus size shopping list for Lolitas, which was pretty much how I survived as a new Lolita. I didn't buy anything unless it was on the plus size shopping list, because I was so paranoid about buying things that wouldn't fit me. So it is still up there. It's a little outdated now, of course, but there are still some good resources on there. And then this last link is a link tree that was created by Instagram user The Celestial Teapot, which has a whole bunch of helpful links. Some of the ones that we've included here, some other ones to like blog posts that feature other brands that make plus size items, to Facebook groups and things like that. So it's super helpful, and it's just a good one-stop place for advice. So thank you, Kay, for making that.
Thank you.
And then use it. All right, so final tip, follow other plus size Lolitas. They are out there and they look fabulous, and they might have advice and inspiration for you. So I personally I think it's important to see other people that look like you wearing the fashion. So these next couple slides are literally just a bunch of names and Instagram handles of people that I put up a question, hey, would you like to be featured in our panel? And they were like, yes, here's my Instagram. So there's like 4 pages of these. So these are just a couple people that you can follow if you're looking for some inspiration on your timeline. So you can take some screen caps or just watch it again later if you're looking to follow some more plus size people. So I just arranged these by like alphabetical order. So I kind of liked how it turned out that there's just so many different substyles.
Yeah. Everybody looks so good.
I know.
I always say that, but like, yeah.
Marshmallow girls. I always thought that was kind of cute. Yes, some of these Lolitas have YouTubes and other social media as well that are super helpful. So shout out if you are on this PowerPoint. Thank you for letting me use your beautiful faces.
Thank you for being beautiful.
Yes, thank you. I think this is the last page. This is like the gothist page. I don't know how I turned out that. So in conclusion, wear whatever you want. As you can see, there are all kinds of different styles and brands that can accommodate plus sizes, that can cater to plus sizes. There's a lot of options for plus size Lolitas out there now that weren't there, 5-6 years ago. So I think it's a really awesome time to be in the community, especially with more brands like Meta offering extended sizing. So wear whatever you want.
Yeah.
You're beautiful. Yeah.
Join us. Yes.
All right, I think this is the last slide. So yes, yeah. This is the part where if you have any questions for us, we will do our best to answer them. Questions, comments? Where's the doggy? Quiet today. I was so proud of her. So instead of the dog, we got my cat, and getting in the screen for, the first 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Favorite brand. My favorite brand is Moitié, and has been since I was a little baby Lolita. Other favorite brands for me, Atelier Pierrot is probably the brand that I own the most of. Whether it's accessories, well, no, I definitely own the most Moitié when it comes to accessories. But as far as like dresses and blouses, I'd probably say Atelier Pierrot is the one that I own the most of.
I think my favorite is Meta because they rock. They just do so much like experimental stuff. Like even before they offered like plus sizes, they were doing like their designs were just so cool to me. So I really like Meta.
I feel like Meta has always been a little more plus size friendly too, even before they actually came out with specific plus sizes.
Yeah. Oh, that leads into the next question.
Oh, yes.
So I'm wearing Meta right now. This is like a 2006 release. It's like fully sheared. It's comfortable. I wore it because I don't feel like getting fully dressed. And I'm just wearing a cardigan and some necklaces.
I'm also wearing Meta today. So this is the, if you weren't here at the beginning, I ordered the plus size release of their Ellie dress, which I just got this week, and I'm super excited about. It's super comfy, and it's just like this like roughly black pile of lace, and it's awesome. And then this blouse is from Glittertail that I got secondhand. And then most of my accessories are Moitié, except my head thing, which is Atelier Pro. Prints or styles are you hoping to see in the future?
So everybody's gonna hate me, but I am definitely gonna pull off Cyber Lolita this year.
Make it happen.
Like, sorry if you hate it, but it's coming from me.
For me, I want to continue this kind of like gothic classic style that is super popular right now, like painting dresses, but like a darker palette, or even like black and white, like ink and paint kind of styles, or even like an Aubrey Beardsley or something cool like that, I think would be awesome. So just more art prints, but like darker art prints. I really want a good like memento mori piece.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
yes, like a good vanitas. That's what I want. Shoes. Me personally, I buy a lot of off-brand shoes. That's just me.
Yeah.
But
cotton candy feet.
Cotton candy feet, that's right.
Yeah.
Or other like some Taobao brands that you can ask to customize for wider feet would be a good option. But yeah, for me, especially, this is easier if you're like a gothic or a classic Lolita, but just buying off-brand, I think can be super helpful. What is cyber?
So, it was a thing. It's like cyber goth mixed with Lolita, and people think it's ugly, and it is sometimes, but
it is sometimes.
You know, I like ugly things, so
you know, sometimes there's nothing wrong with that. Like, if it's what you want, it's what you want.
I'll make it look good, you know, I'll try.
You know, sometimes you just want to wear goggles and cyberlocks and a petticoat, like
giant boots, like you know.
I love it. Taboo Meru. Petticoats. My all my petticoats are from Me Likes Tea, which I love them. They're super comfy. They're really well made. They're elasticized, and I got them, you know, customized to my waist size, but they also have like a drawstring. So if it's a little, you know, you can make it bigger or smaller. So that's my favorite place. I've heard really good things about Aurora and Ariel petticoats as well. Classical Puppets, I've heard, has kind of gone downhill.
Yeah.
I have some older Classical Puppets petticoats. Well, I have one older Classical Puppets petticoat that is like ancient. There goes my computer. It's like ancient now, but yeah, I've heard really good things mostly about Aurora and Ariel and Me Likes Tea.
Yeah.
Personally. We had a really good conversation about hoop petticoats last time too.
Oh yeah, I can like barely remember. I feel so bad.
Neckwear.
Neckwear. So like necklaces? Oh yeah.
I'm like obsessed with, like, my obsession is like lace chokers lately. So I have a ton of lace chokers from Wattier that are super comfy, that I've never had problems with as far as the neck goes. As far as necklaces,
I use like I'm wearing a Betsy Johnson necklace, which is like super over the top and like fancy. But a lot of sellers on like Etsy. I'm trying to think of like people I bought necklaces from. I'm having a brain fart.
I think if you're buying like indie, it's always good to ask, and you can always like ask what the actual necklace size is. Like, and you know, if someone ever wanted a longer length for something, I'd be happy to accommodate that. If you have any, like, even if you have like a pair of needle nose pliers or something like that, you can buy little extender chains from like Michael's or some other craft store that it would be really easy to attach. So that would be my idea. So like, it's really easy to extend a necklace. Oh, a trick that I used to do was to use a bracelet and attach the bracelet to the back of my necklace.
I did that too.
I used to do that all the time. And it actually works really well.
Yeah, it does.
So if you're not handy and you don't have needle nose pliers, that's a good option.
Also, Starlight Deco Dream and Agato Designs have really good necklaces. I remember. Okay. Do you guys use sock glue to keep your OTKs up? I only use sock glue when I'm wearing my dance tights, because for some reason when the sock glue is like on my skin, it doesn't stay up. And if I don't feel like wearing dance tights, I just wear my garters.
I don't really wear OTKs. Like I basically only wear tights because I don't know, so OTKs just don't fit me that well. So it's a personal preference. So
Yeah.
I don't have much advice as far as that goes. Is because I basically just wear tights. Big brain.
Big brain. I try.
My dog's back. She's chasing the cat under the table. But at least they're quiet so far. We'll see. It's exhausting trying to pull up OTKs all day. Yeah, I feel that.
Yes.
Oh, bloomers lights up. That's smart. That's smart.
That's big brained.
That is. Headwear. That's a good question. I mean, I'm super lazy, so my favorite kind of headwear is just like anything that I can clip on and not have to deal with for the rest of the day. Like if it has a comb and an alligator clip in it, I'm like in love. But
I just like, since I wear OTT suite, I'm like, oh, if that's cute, let me see if I can put that on my head. Like a plush, I want on my head.
I think that's yeah, I feel that. Yeah, like right now I'm wearing a headband over my wig, which is kind of uncomfortable. I'm kind of wishing I had just like picked a comb or something.
I'm just wearing bows.
They're super cute though.
Oh, thank you. I found these for like, I got these for $7 on Lace Market, like the whole bowl set. Like I got the OP for $70 and then like separately the bows for $7. I was elated.
Oh. Let's see, we got like 5 minutes left. So are there any last minute questions before we can kind of start to wrap up? Or last minute things that we can address? Okay, awesome. So thank you guys so much to coming to our second panel and making it just as lively as the first one. And thanks for your questions and participating and just making this fun and being part of the community.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm thankful for you guys.
Oh, love you guys too.
Love you too.
Thank you.
I'm glad everyone learned something and enjoyed themselves. Outerwear.
Outerwear, that's a good question.
I live in Arizona, so I don't know what outerwear is. I like boleros, personally, because they're just...
I do boleros. I like for like faux fur jackets.
Yes.
Just like anything I can find at like a vintage store or like stores. Usually cropped jackets.
Yeah. I forgot who she is. Yes, I know it's the worst goth place in the world, and yet here I am. God, I can Lolita in it. It is so ew. Maybe that's why my community is mostly sweet. Because it's just not fun.
Choosing a sub-style for survival.
You don't. You just kind of like persevere. You just get used to it. You don't wear like a comfy bolero or something unless you're inside. Parasols work.
Oh yeah, definitely.
If I'm ever at an outdoor meet, I will probably have a parasol. Jamie spotted. Okay, I think we're done.
All right.
So thank you again, and Enjoy your day. Have a good weekend.
Bye. Have a good weekend.